My favorite event of the entire year, X Games Aspen 2024 Ski Big Air. I think there's some hope for this year's event. Looking at the World Cup circuit this season, we're seeing some of that creative flair being rewarded versus just that conventional spin to win behavior. Namely, the Beijing World Cup that happened a few months ago. Alex Hall taking the gold medal there for doing that double 900 brain back. I don't even know what axis you want to call it. Maybe like a dub cork 9 brain back, but the fact he's able to pull his skis all the way to around 210-80 and then stop that rotation pretzel back to 900 is outrageous. But again, you also have this side of free skiing that is really difficult not to reward. Mac forehand coming off the gold medal position in last year's X Games Big Air for doing the first forward dub 2160 in competition. Bark Rude was also there last year, got third position for doing a switch triple cork 21.
He wants a 2162. He doesn't want Mac to be the only one.
Going to be interesting to see what the judges actually reward this year.
Here in Aspen.
Over to this year's start list. Look at that big bucket of talent. Starting off, Max Moffat just coming off a third place finish at Lax. Had an absolutely exceptional run during that course. A really, really difficult course to stomp a podium run in. Sebastian Shirev from Norway. I always butcher his last name, but incredible on the jibs and on the jumps. Daniel Baker making his first X Games appearance this year, which is really sweet to see. Had to drop out of the knuckle huck, unfortunately, but he will be attending the Big Air. Miro Tabinelli, also an X Games rookie, but an incredibly talented skier. Recently put Italy on the map over in Copper a few weeks ago, getting second place in that World Cup, which was sick to see. T-Pod, Troy Pod, Millsack, one of the few people that can actually toss a switch dub, Misty 1980. Alex Hall, I think his X Games medal count is now somewhere near the double digits, if not already in the double digits. Won this event 2 years ago for tossing the switch double cork 2160. Burke Rude getting third place last year in this event for doing a switch trip 21. Mac forehand coming off the win. X Games Big Air 2023 for tossing that forward dub 2160. It's crazy how I'm getting used to saying 21s now.
Look at a guy who basically got into this event about an hour ago after he had an athlete drop due to illness.
Kicking things off, we have one of my favorite skiers of all time, Max Moffat, 25 years young, doing it for Calgary. Clocking into the first jump here, even though he's probably a little bit jet lagged coming back from Switzerland. Oh, trying to hold it at cork 1. Crazy to do that on a jump that's carrying your air time like 2 to 3 seconds. Also new to X this year. So sweet to see an emphasis on style. The first lap for every athlete here has to be a style-related stunt. What that means in definition, I'm not too sure. Probably means we won't see any doubles. Definitely won't see any triples, and the rotation is probably going to max out at 1080.
Best total score you can get is 100 as we take a look at Norway's Sebastian Scherer.
So fun just to watch him coast. Big left side bio 9, trailing blunt, grabbing the tip tail of his ski, reefing on it as well. So comfortable. Gives you appreciation to how big the sheer amount of amplitude these athletes get on this jump, because usually you're just watching them whirl and twirl. I mean, this guy's capable of dub 18s on the same axis.
All the way, big air. Sebastian with a huge first run.
B-Dan up for his first jump ever in X Games history.
Style again here.
Oh,
the switch.
Huge switch 7. Tweaking out one of the fattest Japan grabs I think I've ever laid my eyes on, as well as their slow-mo on it. Lay your eyes on this one. Huge pop, shimmies around the skis, locks Japan, tweaks it to the heights of heaven.
So smooth as we take a look at this Samsung flow motion.
This is so refreshing, man. It's crazy not to see the first hit in an X Games Big Air competition be a full-on trip 18. We got Miro, the young gun from Italy, coming in for his first hit as well. X Games rookie.
This guy's so good at
left side bio 10, trying to go for trailing blunt there. Don't think he really capped on it, maybe for a split second, even though he did another half rotation on top of Sebastian's. Missing that grab and not holding it for the entirety of the rotation is probably going to dock him on it. Yeah, only getting a 4 out of 10 there. T-Pod, last year's world champ at Georgia.
Best of those jumps goes for.
Right side dub 10, trailing blunt.
That's going to give him a 7 right there.
The fact he's going dub 10 and that's considered a style trick now makes me feel horrendous about my skiing. That's crazy. Alex Hall debatably doesn't even need another X Games medal, but still here for the pure pleasure of it. Grabbing huge 0. Hits the taste buds harder than a full-on steak dinner at Ruth Chris. Look at that. Oh, bro. And he'd rather roll down the windows to keep the balance maintained than pull that safety back. Fully committed, dog. That's crazy. Oh, yo, that better score at least an 8. 9 proper. Good. Next up, the guy that only does 2 warm-up laps before taking his full podium run at X Games slow.
Last year in 2023.
Yo, really cool axis on the dub 10. I think he was going for trailing mute there. Hit the slow-mo on it here. Yeah, really flipped out dub 10. Holding that mute for an eternity. Don't think that's going to top A-Hall 0, though. Oh, still snagging a 7. Last one to drop for the style hit. Mac forehand coming in for his debut. Oh, alley-oop. Alley-oop 5 or holding mute the entirety of that rotation. Almost holding it on impact still. Could be sweet to see if you had a full contest designated to X style on big air. Kind of a little washed out there at 3. So I don't think it's going to score as well as it could have, unfortunately. But if you racked up like an Antio Lila, Matei Sponsor, those type of athletes, still racking in a 9. Back up to the top of the roster now. Max Moffat coming in for run 2.
Now the best run score you can get is at 50 as we take another look at Max Moffat.
Going switch right side, double rodeo 1080, trying to lock in a nostril grab there. Unreal axis, but don't think he hit the grab as hard as he wanted to.
Focus on the grab.
Yeah, perfect set on the dub 10, but just picking for that nose like a toddler. Not able to latch onto the top there, unfortunately. One of the hardest grabs you can go for is switch dub 10 or any type of rotation.
And again, telling the tale of Max. He got in when Matei Sponsor pulled out.
Sebastian Scherv from Norway coming in for his first big stun.
Taking a look at Sebastian Scherv.
It's going to be an 1800.
Oh, diving.
Crazy. Left side bio, left side double bio 1800. You can think of it as 2 front flips while simultaneously spinning 5 times, grabbing the outside edge of your opposite ski above the binding to hit that mute grab. That's crazy. I think he has dub bio 21s as well. There's only a few athletes on the planet that can add another 360-degree rotation into that trick. Bark Ruud is one of them. Sebastian's from Norway as well, so I'm sure he's able to throw that down by now as well. There's something about the Nordics, dude. Nordics and skiing just makes so much sense for whatever reason. Beat down.
Round number 2.
Was that tail butter held at 12? Bro!
How quickly he stood up after
I think he was going switch tail butter, double cork 12.
Lane, take another look at this. Looks like he almost buttered off that lip, or maybe Priest.
Rio Tabanelli coming in for run 2, dropping in switch.
So needs to send it here in round number 2.
And sending it, he is.
Switched up 19. 5.5 spins. Just casting the sport now has become such a difficult thing to do because they make the trick look effortless. That looked like a switch dub 16, only 4.5 rotations. But when you slow it down, there's 3, there's 7. Pulls it around to 10, still got a few more, 14, 18. Another half rotation to pull it around to 19. And when you watch that in real time, you can't even count it. They look like a category 5 tornado, man. Unbelievable. Only getting an 18. Sure, he just touched the ski. He didn't get the grab. But can you imagine getting less points than the degree of rotation that you completed? That's outrageous. T-Pod coming in for run 2, hitting switch as well.
Sachs turns it around, switch here.
Nice.
You can count on 2 hands the amount of times that trick has ever been completed. Switch dub, Misty 1980. Landing wasn't as clean as he would have wanted, but give him a break. Dude, going over his shoulder, 2 flips, 5.5 rotations, holding the mute grab.
The difference with this one and Miro's 19 is that, yes, it's a big spin, but he's holding the grab, does the...
That's disgusting.
At Park City, Utah's Alex Hall.
Heading it switch. I don't know if I've seen that switch. You're gonna have to break it down. That's gotta be switch dub 10 bring back. That's the thing. You can't even cast the sport anymore. You just have to say, whoa, nice one. Look at that. So that's 3. This is insane. 7. 10. Oh, yeah. Kind of called it right. Switch double cork 1080 bring back. But what's crazy is look at the noses of his ski. If you really want to get into the nitty-gritties of it, yeah, Max is just probably flipping tits right now. Look at this. So there's 3, there's 7, there's 10, and the noses go almost all the way to 1260. Those are landing forward with the landing, but then he has to pivot his hips back, hold it at 1080. I don't think I've ever seen him pull that off in contests.
With a 37 again, he was knocking on the door of perfection in the style round.
Run 2 completed for all athletes. Back to the top of the roster here for run 3. Max dropping him forward. Double bio 16-20, hits safety to a Japan grab. Don't think he latched onto the safety super long before reaching over for that Japan, so I don't think the judges are going to reward him as much as he would like, unfortunately.
This is a certified hood classic.
Look at this takeoff. It is. He's going with the switch tail.
Holds it to 1440, wraps around the revert on his tails. Make it a 16 and change. Giving some homage to Matei. Again, such a shame that Matei had to pull out. Got food poisoning. Whichever restaurant is responsible for that, dude, you suck.
Just adding the swerve style to it, popping around, and absolutely looks like he's having fun.
Alex Hall doing it for Montclair, run 3, coming in switch.
All of Alex's jumps so far tonight have been styling, including that.
I think it was just the axis that threw the old pituitary off. I think it was switched up 1440 Japan. But the axis was just crazy. Yeah, like, dude, that's not textbook dub cork. It's a cork set, but then he kind of dips it into maybe kind of like under rodeo. Under flipper rodeo. And watch how he lands, dude. It's like he'd never even left the ground. So clean, so fresh. Boom, Febreze. Line him up with a contract. Hit him up. Can you imagine having the full-on Febreze sticker or a pro model Febreze canister? That would go so hard. What does your bathroom smell like? Oh, it smells like a Switch Dub 14.
That's something exciting to look forward to.
Erk, if you're not familiar with this guy as well, he's an absolute unit. Shows up to the 2022 Nines in Switzerland. Had a great competitive ski season. Was bored of skiing. Straps on a snowboard. Learns triple 1440 in a day or two.
Triple cork.
That's next level athleticism. What was that? Switch left. Triple cork 2160. I say it so often. Can you imagine staring at a jump that's gonna yard sail you 80 to 90 feet and then telling yourself you're gonna hit it backwards while doing 3 flips and simultaneously spinning 6 full times? 3, 7, 10, 14, 18. Wraps around the last one to make it a full-on 2160. Definitely able to throw a 23 in there as well. Like that was a casual trip 21. That looked casual. It's always a hot topic of conversation trying to push that next 180 degrees, but what's the need?
A double grab for Burke?
I'd be shaking in my boots watching that from the top of the end run. Somebody throws a switch trip 21 in your face. I mean, Mac's more than capable of throwing a 21 as well.
Mac forehand sitting
Oh
in that third
my
spot.
lord. Haven't seen Mac playing around with the brain backs too heavily. Sweet to see him dicking around with it.
He's doing that.
It's like a 1620 brain back. So he sets a cork 1800, not really tripped cork, but like his unique Mac axis. And then watch him open up that shoulder while trying to pivot those hips to stall it at 1620. But what's nutty is he's trying to stall it while still grabbing Mew. That completely castrates your ability to do a brain back. So the fact that he tried to make that happen is insane. Run 4, B-Dan coming in. Maybe going forward left here.
That number 5 position here.
Big dub 10. Think he got a sniper tap at the end of the kicker. Tweaked out the meniscus for sure. Not sure what happened on the end of that kicker though. He's smiling. Definitely happy on that one. Carbonite. Oh, bro. Think he got... do we get one more close-up angle? No, we don't. Are you... I think he literally tapped the top of that Bertha boot. I think he did, because you can see how that threw him off on the first off-axis rotation there, and then dipped down for that second one. I love his skiing. Only getting a 24. Shame, man.
Here comes the Italian, Miro Tavanelli.
Left side dub 18. That landing was heavy. Locked on tail. I think it was blind. Would have been rad if it was Cuban, though. Let's see. Nah, yeah, just lead blunt. Didn't hold on to it as... Sorry, I completely missed that he got a Japan in there as well. Oh, dub? Dub Japan. Oh, I don't know if he made contact, but if he did, lead blunt. to dub Japan on a dub 18. Rancid. The judges will definitely have a little bit of a better resolution. Maybe he didn't latch on with the dub Japan. The lead blunt could have definitely been executed slightly better. I mean, they're going to be ruthless and relentless when it comes to judging. So even though you cap it, if you take a middle second to cap it, they're even going to deduct you there. D-Pod getting sick of the switch. Sorry, he's not getting sick of the switch dub 19s.
Going to repeat
That's a shame.
that
I don't even
switch
want to see
right
it.
side trip.
Wow.
Gets the safety grab on that one.
The landing was definitely cleaner. Went for a safety grab instead of the mute to lower the difficulty, but it's going to allow him to wrap around that rotation a little bit easier. Oh, I can't believe that's a real trick in today's day and age. Alex Hall sitting comfortably in first right now.
Butters again.
Was that 18? What do we call that? The Hall of Fame axis now. Excuse my ignorance here. Off the tails. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was 18. That's horrendous. There's the 4. Wraps around the last 5. Burke Rude received a 33 for a switch triple cork 2160.
That is an understatement. Burke Rude back in.
Looks like he wanted to go for 1980 there, got hung up slightly. I think he's capable of the dub out 21. I don't really, again, want to see it.
A lot, but I think he was hoping to go 1980.
Mac forehand coming in switch. Look at the stance. Huge power stance there.
Other trick.
Oh, Lord. Thought he was going to pull that straight to his side. Switch trip 1800. The thing with Mac, though, on his switch triples is they're more flippy. It's kind of like a rodeo axis than a cork. Oh, that's such a scary axis. I thought he was going straight to his pancreas. How did he pull that? And he was trying to hit like switch trip road with the tail. Oh, big shout out to Chipotle, Max Moffitt.
Switch right side looking to repeat. Up score. That run.
Switch trip rodeo 16. Switch trip. I didn't know he had that. That's a new one for me. That's definitely got to be a new one for him.
And he's just laughing.
32 seconds left. Time has just been cooking past. Miro Tabanelli coming in for his last hit, run 5.
In for his final attempt.
I think that's the nicest switch double cork 1980 I've ever seen. For sure improving upon the grab execution versus the first time he threw that in the contest. Oh, but I mean like barely. Look at how close his, right there. You can't get closer than that. That is so prim, so proper. That's the level of execution that got him second place at Copper a few weeks ago. What's that going to score him?
So that's going to jump him into the medals. He overtakes.
Yeah. He could have held on to the grab longer, and then that would have, that definitely would have upped it just slightly. That's tough. That's tough. Troy Pod Millsack, he's been playing around with that switch double misty 1980, getting a 36 forward on the last one he threw. Has to throw down a switch left or forward right. Throwing down a forward right side. Triple 21. And again, not necessarily triple. His axis that he hits is very similar to that of Mac forehand, where it's a very slight dip, or not even a dip at all, just kind of a single off-axis rotation, and it makes it all the more difficult to get 6 full rotations around, locked on the mute grab the entire way. Look at how hard he snaps. 360. Locks onto the grab right at 3, even before. Oh, wow. There's the 18, pulls it around for that last 360 to make it 21.
2160 switch, but this, the forward one, when he did it last season, it was the first time it ever been done.
He's going to end up with a 43 for the first time tonight.
Back, last one to drop, run 5. Oh, is he going to go for that switch left trip again?
Mac forehand reaches back for the tail grab. Oh, no.
No, dude. I mean, coming off the gold medal from last year's Big Air event, you can't be too frustrated. But so stoked to see this Podium T-Pod. I think that's his first X Games medal, and to have it be gold is crazy. B-Den. So stoked on that as well. X Games rookie coming out in hidden bronze on your first ever X Games Big Air event is insane. A-Hall with the silver to be expected. And even though we saw loads of 21s and 18s, man, switched out Misty 19s, there was a lot of flavor, a lot of sauce being rewarded in this one. Big push by the athletes as well to get some more creative maneuvers mixed up with all the big spins. So I'm really excited to see. I'm leaving hopeful. You know, I'm leaving hopeful that these athletes aren't going to have to push it to 23-40 and 25-20.
Champion of X Games Aspen.